So, as previously mentioned, I kept saying once you decide what you're using it for, obviously the main use is a presentation. Maybe you're going to present new information, vocabulary, and so forth. Let me just show you some of the other uses that you can use it for. You can even make it interactive with the kids where they have to complete a slide or two and they have to turn it in. So, for example, all of last year, we would give the kids a presentation every day. So we had the agenda in the beginning, the tasks at hand that they would be doing. This happened to be holiday time. The next slide. So I actually hid my Bitmoji and an elf on the shelf in a different picture every day. So that was trying to keep them motivated. Because it was a sixth grade class, they had to fill in the date and the weather every day. And then making this interactive, I put all these graphics here and we did an example, and I included a voice recording of me telling a different weather forecast for a day of the week. So upon listening to what I say, they would click and drag the appropriate weather conditions and good weather, bad weather, so weather. And if it was not doing something, then they would put them in the appropriate boxes. And then I had a hard copy printout in color so they can always go back and check. Another thing, what I did every day is that we gave them a hyperlink. We included a graphic and we we linked the Quizlet for them with the vocabulary for the lesson. In the future, there is something called Google Sites where you can create a website where it can be a home base where you could put all of your supplementals, perhaps Quizlets that you've made, or Castle Learning on the secondary level, or websites that you want the kids to do or practice with. But we had done it in this fashion for last year. So that's one thing you could do. Another thing, another format, another use is flashcards. So this is like the traditional presentation here. You see it all here. But we did make this interactive where they had to write a sentence and they had to choose whether they liked it or they didn't like it. We also made text boxes where they had to answer the questions or translate and so forth. And then we had the wrap up, so to say, with the online practice at the end. Here's another way you change the orientation. And this is my syllabus that I will print out and give the kids. So you can, it's very artsy and creative that you have a little more freedom than doing it in Google Docs, where you can position everything where you want to and layer and play around with some of the features that we're going to get through. I also tutor a little girl, a 7-year-old. So I made her a placemat so she knows that she can use this. I also made her a menu. So when she practices having breakfast with her parents, all of them have a menu. And again, I changed the orientation. So I made it portrait, not landscape. But these are just some of the things. Yes, you can get pictures that tiny. You can just shrink them that tiny. Another resource that I could tell you is if you are on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, if you join certain groups, people are so generous and sharing things that they have made. And I would love to share some of these with you. These are actually virtual board games. And if my computer were a little faster, it would be showing you. You have checkers and I don't even know. I know checkers was one of them. And you can play these if you give it to the kids and they can share it with a friend and they can play virtually here. So I thought that was a neat little thing to do. So there's a hyperlink to each one of these attached. which you will learn how to do. And here's another one. Someone shared with me, this is a marble notebook. So they formatted the entire thing. And this is a presentation that, again, I downloaded from Facebook because somebody shared it. So it's the possibilities are endless. Whatever your creation wants to do, wherever your creation wants to take you, your creativity, I should say. And let's see if we can maybe get this to load a little faster. I'm so sorry, my computer takes so long. So this is more like a digital notebook of sorts. And on every page, they had it pre-formatted, so it looks like the inside of a notebook as well. And some of those cartoony things. So if anything that you see that you want, just post what you want, and I will be happy to share it with you. Okay? All right. So let's move on. Another activity that you could do is this is a sentence scramble. There's actually 2 steps to it. I wanted to see if the students could categorize, could sort. So they would have to sort into 3 categories: pronouns, the verb, and then the adjective. And then once everything was sorted, yes, I copy and pasted all of these text boxes. But because of Control C and Control V, your fingers are working like lightning here. On subsequent pages, on subsequent slides, I have them translating sentences. So they would pick from, after they do the category sort, they can pick from the category and build their sentences. And then I wouldn't give these slides to the kids, but I would have these as answer keys where they can come up and borrow them and share their answers. Now, technically, if you do an activity and you are pleased with it and it works year after year after year, something like this with these answer keys, I would have them laminated. So this way I can use them over and over again. Yeah. So there's also something else. I had started to do this similar to the weather forecast that I did in Google Docs. You can also do it some type of thing here. You can give them something to read, you can give them a question to answer, and they can use the little shapes that you're going to give them to outline where the evidence in the text is that led them to their answer. So I'm going to show you that in the next video.